Daddy, please stop. Daddy, it's paining me. Daddy, it's scary. With no place to go, all she just wanted was to leave that house. And she cried helplessly. After Mr. Ari, Lua's father, was put in jail for molesting his 7-year-old daughter, Asa decided to stay with her daughter. It's been 2 years. Lua was now 9 years old, and Asa hasn't visited her shop. She will rather just stay at home, control everything from the house, and ask her sales girls to attend to customers, just to be with her daughter. So one day, she thought to herself, "It's been 2 years, oh. I haven't been to my shop. I can't keep staying at home like this. All these sales girls will run my business down. I think I should call my younger brother Tunde to come and stay with Lua so I can attend to my business full time." Asa called Tunde and invited him to come stay with them. "I need someone to help me take care of Lua while I work. So please come around and stay with her while I go to the shop." Tunde arrived with a big smile, and Lua was excited to see him. She remembered all the fun stories he would tell her and all the games they would play together. At first, everything seemed fine. Uncle Tunde played games with Lua and told her funny jokes. But soon, Lua started to feel uneasy. Sometimes, Uncle Tunde would make comments that didn't sit right with her. "Lua," he would say, "you are such a pretty girl, you know that, right?" he said one day, ruffling her hair. Lua smiled but felt uncomfortable. She didn't like it when he said things like that. "Very soon now, all these boys will start chasing after you," Uncle Tunde said. "You know what, Lua? Let me just start training you now on what you should do with the boys, just so that when they come, you already know what's up." Lua became more uncomfortable, saying, "Uncle Tunde, no, I don't like the sound of that. Besides, why are you coming so close to me like this? I'm not comfortable with this." And Uncle Tunde started shouting at her. "Lua, you're just being so stubborn. I'm just being a good uncle. I want to show you what to do when those boys come, so they'll not take advantage of you as a good uncle that I am." Lua started dragging with Tunde, and Tunde was not having it, and he forced himself on Lua, having his way with Lua, and Lua cried in pains. "Uncle, stop this! I don't like it! This is painful! This is the same thing Daddy was doing." After Tunde was done, he told Lua to keep quiet and not tell anybody. He said to her, "Lua, that one your daddy did was father and daughter relationship. This one is different because this is niece and uncle relationship, and I am just being a good uncle. I just want to show you the process so that when those boys comes, you already know what to do. If you tell anybody..." Remember, when your mommy caught your daddy with you, she sent him to jail. But I am your mommy's brother. She would never do anything like that. Do you know what will happen to you if you tell anybody? You will be the one to die, not me. So if I were you, I will keep quiet. This should be a very big secret. Or do you want to die?" And out of fear, Lua responded, "No, Uncle Tunde, I don't want to die, but I don't like this." "Don't worry. Trust the process. With time, you will like it. Remember what I told you. You don't have to tell anybody." This continued to happen. And anytime Asa comes back home, she always asked her daughter Lua, "My darling daughter, how are you? Hope you are doing fine." And out of fear, Lua will respond, "I'm very fine, Mommy. Uncle Tunde is taking care of me." Little did Asa know that the same thing her husband did to their daughter is what her younger brother is doing to her again. Every day, Asa left home to work, and each time Lua comes back from school, Tunde welcomed her with the same ordeal, the same forceful intimacy, the same pain, and Lua will always cry in anguish, feeling very hopeless, feeling like she has no one to talk to. One day, while Lua was in the kitchen, trying to get her food, Uncle Tunde walked into the kitchen and said to her, "You know, Lua, I like the fact that you are cooperating. Remember you said you don't want to die, right? Good girl. You know you are a little princess, and girls like you need to be taken care of. So that is why Uncle is taking care of you." Lua felt a shiver run down her spine. These comments made her feel small and scared inside, as if her own thoughts and feelings didn't matter. As the days turned into weeks, Lua became a shadow of herself. Even in school she became so quiet and very withdrawn from her usual activities. Her academics began to suffer. Her class teacher wondered what was wrong with her, and each time she asked her, she always said, "I'm fine, ma. I'm just okay." And the teacher shrugged it off, thinking she just wasn't serious with her books. One day, Lua couldn't take it anymore. She thought to herself, "I think I should tell mommy. I don't think mommy will let me die. This is my pain. I should tell my mother." And as soon as Asa came back home, Lua walked into her mother's room and said to her, "Mommy, please, I want to talk to you about something." And the mother responded, "Go ahead, Lua. I'm all ears, my darling." Lua started narrating everything Uncle Tunde does with her. And she wasn't even done speaking when her mother interrupted her with a shout. "Keep quiet, Lua. You are just making this up. Tunde is my only brother, and he will never do such a thing to you. You want to spoil my brother's name because your father molested you? You are just a bad child. How can you say such a thing about your own mother's brother? Let me not ever hear you say it again. That your father molested you does not mean everybody would. I brought my brother to the house to come and take care of you. I didn't ask you to stain his whites with these things. I don't want to hear it again, Lua." And Lua started crying. "Mommy, I'm not lying. This is what Uncle Tunde does to me." And before you know it, Asa sent her daughter out of the room, thinking she was just exaggerating things, thinking she was just reacting due to what her father had done to her before. She said, "Lua, I don't want to ever hear you say such a thing about my brother again. Do you want to drag my family name in the mud? Why are you acting like this?" And she sent her daughter out of the room, leaving Lua confused, pained, heartbroken and devastated. If her own mother wouldn't believe her, then who would? Then after that night, she decided to just be by herself and never say a word about this to her mother again. She felt helpless and hopeless, knowing that nobody would listen to her. After all, Uncle Tunde said she was going to die if she said it to anybody. And Tunde continued to force himself on Lua, having his way with her in a very painful and forceful way. And Lua will always cry, "Uncle Tunde, please stop this. Uncle Tunde, this is painful. Uncle Tunde, I don't like this. Uncle Tunde, this is torturing." But Tunde will not listen. He kept on having his way with her, and Lua kept on crying in pain and anguish. Every day in school, each time the school closing bell rings, it was as if that bell was ringing to remind her of the pain she was going back home to face with Uncle Tunde. And she wished she never went back home. She watched every children running back home in excitement. But her own was different. "I wish I could stay in school forever," she thought, wishing to escape the feelings that awaited her at home. The thought of being around Uncle Tunde filled her with anxiety, and she started to feel lonely and lost. One day, Lua was in the kitchen, trying to wash dishes. Uncle Tunde walked in. The sight of him made her stomach twist with fear. He looked at her with a smile, but it felt different, almost too intense. "What are you doing here, little princess?" he asked, leaning closer. Lua's heart raced, and in that moment, she felt overwhelmed. The weight of her fear became too much to bear. Without thinking, Lua dashed out of the house, her feet pounding the pavement. She ran down the street, tears streaming down her face. She felt lost and hopeless. Why doesn't anyone believe me? She cried to herself as she wondered mercilessly. Tunde watched her sister's daughter running out of the house. He quickly picked up his phone and called Asa, his sister. Auntie, Lua just left the house, so I don't know where she learnt that habit from. She has tried this before, but I decided not to tell you. Only God knows where she's running to. Auntie, you just have to come home. Let's look for Lua. Because I have tried my best. And Asa responded, that girl, she just wants to put me in trouble. Why is she leaving the house by this time? Can't I just run my business in peace? Must she always stress me? And Asa left her shop in a hurry, in search of her daughter, with the intention of beating her by the time she finds her. Meanwhile, Lua was still running on the streets, with no place to go. All she just wanted was to leave that house, was to just have peace of mind, was to be happy, and she cried helplessly. Just then, she spotted Auntie Fola, her class teacher. Auntie Fola looked up and immediately rushed over to Lua. Lua, what is wrong, dear? What are you doing on the streets this night, all alone? Where is your mommy? Where is your uncle? She asked, concern etched on her face. Lua was still shaking, and she told Auntie Fola everything she has been going through. How she has felt so uncomfortable with Uncle Tunde. How Uncle Tunde has been forcefully having his way with her. Auntie Fola was heartbroken to hear this. And she said, oh dear Lua, I'm so sorry you are going through this. You did the right thing by telling me, she said gently. Your feelings are important and you deserve to feel safe. Don't worry, I will talk to your mom. With Auntie Fola's encouragement, Lua decided to follow her to see her mom. But this time, she felt a little stronger. When they reached the house, Auntie Fola knocked on the door. Asa was already home, trying to leave the house to the police station. May I speak with you? Lua is right here with me. Immediately, Asa opened the door and sighted Lua. She started shouting without even listening to Auntie Fola. You this small girl, I can see you want to put me in trouble. You are so stubborn. Where did you learn the habit of running out of the house? At this your age, you are just 9 years old and you are already learning how to run out of the house. And Auntie Fola quickly said, Madam Asa, you need to listen to me. Your daughter has been going through serious molestation with your younger brother Tunde. She just narrated everything to me right now. You need to take serious action. And Asa responded, No, Fola, don't say that. My brother is very peaceful and gentle and cannot even hurt a fly. I'm sure Lua is still not over with what her father did to her. Her father is already in jail. He's just trying to put my brother in trouble, exaggerating the matter. And I feel she's still traumatized with what she went through in the hands of her father when she was 7 years old. But that doesn't mean she should drag my family's name in the mud. My brother is not her father. So please, Fola, don't say that. And Fola said, okay, no problem. And Lua went inside and Asa beat her mercilessly for trying to run out of the house in the first place. That same night, as Lua was crying, Tunde walked up to her and said to her in a whisper, I told you that you will die if you tell anybody. I told you. Why did you try to run out of the house? You want to put me in trouble in the hands of my sister? Don't ever try that again. Else. That night, Lua cried all through, wetting her pillow with tears, feeling very devastated and frustrated. She felt like a shadow of herself. The next day, in school, Auntie Fola walked to her in class and said, Lua, don't worry. I am willing to help you. But obviously your mother does not believe you. So we need an evidence against your Uncle Tunde. And Auntie Fola gave Lua a small phone that has a camera and taught her how to keep the camera and told her to keep it in a place where she knows Tunde will definitely come meet her in. And that same day, Lua took the phone, went home and hid the camera somewhere. And just as she thought, Tunde walked into the room as usual and did everything he usually did. But this time around, Lua caught everything on camera. Tunde left the room not knowing that there was a camera hidden somewhere that is going to put him in trouble. The next day, in school, Lua gave the camera back to Auntie Fola and showed her everything the camera has recorded. And Auntie Fola was happy. She said, "Perfect. This is just the evidence we need to get Tunde in place." Auntie Fola went straight to the police and showed them her evidence. And immediately they swung into action, getting a lot of police officers straight to Madam Asa's house to get Tunde arrested. That evening, at Madam Asa's house, Asa was sitting in the living room when Auntie Fola walked in with the police officers. And she said to Madam Asa, "We are here to arrest your brother Tunde for all the atrocities he has committed with your daughter Lua." And Madam Asa immediately responded, "Fola, what nonsense is this? How can you bring police officers to my house to arrest my brother? For what?" And Madam Fola showed Asa the video. Asa was dumbfounded. She was heartbroken. Her world came crashing down on her immediately. She couldn't believe what her eyes were seeing in the camera. She said, "Oh no, not again. Not even my brother." And then the police officers got hold of Tunde and arrested him immediately. Asa looked at Tunde with disdain and gave him a very hot slap. "You wicked brother of mine. I trusted you. Even when my daughter was trying to tell me what you were doing, I refused to listen to her because I never thought you would do such a thing to me. How could you?" Tunde tried to apologize, but the police officers dragged him out of the house. Asa's heart sank as she watched her daughter's distress. "Oh, Lua, I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. I should have listened to you. You deserve to feel safe and happy. Not after what your father did. I messed up again and I am so sorry, dear daughter," Asa said, hugging Lua tightly. "I will make sure you are safe this time around. I will close down my business and look for a business that will give me enough time to look after you." That night, Asa made the decision to make sure that Tunde goes to jail. She realized that Lua's feelings mattered more than family ties. She thanked Auntie Fola for her assistance. With Uncle Tunde gone, Lua felt a wave of relief wash over her. Asa, her mother, promised to always listen to her and be there for her as a mom. From that day on, Asa made sure to spend more time with Lua. She closed down her business and started running other remote jobs just to make sure she has enough time to look after her dear daughter. She started doing fun activities with her, sent her for therapy just to make her go through the whole trauma easily, playing games and talking about their feelings. Auntie Fola continued to check on Lua, and they often played together in the garden. "I'm proud of you for speaking up, Lua," Auntie Fola said one day. "You showed great bravery." As time went on, Asa taught Lua more about trusting her feelings and speaking up if something didn't feel right. "Always remember, sweethearts, you can tell me anything, and always speak up for yourself when you are uncomfortable with anything. Do not let people intimidate you, especially when you know that thing is wrong," Asa said, and Lua nodded, feeling grateful for her mother's love and support. Even though Lua felt safer, she knew that healing would take time. She learned that it was okay to feel scared or sad sometimes, and that talking about it is very important. She understood that her experience was a part of her story, but it didn't define who she was. And that was how Tunde left her life for good, and Asa, her mother, made sure that she never experiences any form of abuse or molestation again. It's important to trust your feelings, dear viewers, and speak up if something doesn't feel right. Always communicate with someone you trust. And remember that your feelings matters too. Are you going through any form of abuse? Talk to someone. Talk to a friend. Talk to a family. Talk to just somebody. And don't keep it to yourself. Just to help you go through the pain and ease the pain easily. Healing takes time, but you are never alone. Thank you so much for listening to my story. My name is Onyi of Onyi Stories and Folktales, and I hope you learned a lesson from this story. A lot of children go through child molestation and abuse silently because their parents are not always available to listen to them. And they die in pain and anguish, feeling lonely even in their own parents' house. And let us be mindful of who we leave our children with. Nobody is to be trusted. Not even your own family, dear viewers. So if you're a parent and if you're a mother, pay attention to your children the more. Always give them a listening ear when they try to relate something to you, because you never know what exactly they are trying to say to you. Neither would you know what they are going through in your absence. Thank you so much. My name is Onyi of Onyi Stories and Folktales. And please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications so when I post more life lesson-filled stories like this, you'll be the first to get them. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. You are the real MVP. I do not take your love and support for granted. Click on that subscribe button. Please be a part of my growth. I really appreciate you. See you in my next video. Bye.